everybody? It's another week of Half Circle Back. I'm here with the homie Tim. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? How's life been treating you?
Look, I'm making it. You know, I can't really complain. Don't have much to complain about. Just taking it a day at a time, man. What you been up to?
Boy, man, I don't know where to start.
Wow, that busy, huh? That's the opposite of me then.
Yeah. What? Playing Final Fantasy, beat that.
Oh, good. Now I don't have to see that go live notification for Final Fantasy in the Discord anymore.
Nah, not until 100%, bro. I'm almost there. So just a couple
Jesus
more.
Christ.
Just a couple more. Yeah, I've been on this weird, like 80s rap, like early 90s rap kick for the past 3 days.
Well, I did notice you were listening to Naughty by Nature the other day, but I didn't want to say anything about it because I listened to a bunch of old shit too. So it's like I just thought maybe you trying to dig through the classics or whatever.
No, like I'm a huge fan of like Eric B. Rakim and Big Daddy Kane.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I was
What
like,
you been
man.
listening to?
So but Ain't No Half Stepping.
Okay. It's a good one.
I've been listening to Dots Effect as well. Yo,
Okay.
I went down, and you might get on to me about this though. I was definitely listening to DJ Jazzy Jeff, and the Fresh Prince.
I mean, that's fine, but that's not like if I'm gonna go back that far, that's not that's not me, but look, I respect it. It has its place.
Summertime is a classic. I think it's
I'm not gonna lie.
it's an undisputed classic. You know what I'm saying? It's whew. Oh, yo, Biz Markie. I listen to Biz Markie as well.
Okay.
Two Live Crew for some reason.
Any just songs or just we listen to whole albums?
Yeah. I was listening to songs. I was just like skimming through and listen to some songs I remember.
Okay.
I got stuck on the Tupac joint with the Digital Underground Come Around.
Oh, the Humpty Dance. We talking about that?
No. The one with when Tupac went solo and he did his own joint with them.
I'd have to go look at it.
I mean,
I know.
Let me pull it up because it's strictly for my niggas.
Okay.
I have it. I get around. There you go. Because that's a big.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. It wasn't Digital Underground. I guess it was Shock G, and then I forget the other dude's name on it. But yeah.
Yeah. But so yeah, like just random. Yeah, let's do the new Strokes album. I don't know if you're a fan of the Strokes or not.
Not really, but I know who they are. So.
Yeah. Let's do their album as well. Really good. I like it. It's different. It's different from their like other stuff. Better than their last album. So yeah.
Okay. It sounds like you've been enjoying yourself.
What else I'm gonna do, Greg?
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I mean, I'm still working, so it's like I mean, I got an extra day off, so I mean, it is kind of nice, but I still got to go to work from 8:30 to 5. So
go ahead and switch places with me, bro.
I don't think I could, man. Like the past few weeks, like just having that extra day off and not being able to go anywhere is just driving me insane, man. Like this definitely has had like a whole effect on like my mental state. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Try not leaving your house for like 6 days straight. And like like I leave my house one day a week. So and like when I go out, I make sure face masks, hand sanitizer and everything on deck.
You masked up?
I mask up, bro.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I can't put on
that Draco on you though.
Nah, I can't put on the ski mask. I can't put on my second job work attire. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I got the dust. I got the
like the Air Force, the black Air Force Ones on the bed with the ski mask and the gun, and it was like, just thank God for this new job I got. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their stimulus check. I'm about to see. Let me see if I can get a little something from it. You feel me? I haven't got mine yet. Have you got yours yet?
Yeah, I did.
Must be nice.
You know, so
Let me
looking
go. Let
looking
me
real
go get
nice.
ready for work right quick. You feel me?
I'm like, you broke ass motherfucker. No, let me
You got your broke. Hey, you got your broke nigga check, dog.
let me stop.
Yo. We get off track one bit. So I know this dude, right? You know, he's like, yeah, man, I make a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. I work for the government. He said, must be nice to get broke nigga checks. I'm just thinking, like, I'm just
What
thinking
kind
to
of flex
myself,
is
like,
that?
I don't even know, bro. This the whole COVID pandemic, whatever, is definitely, we've definitely seen some things from people. It's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, all right. People are showing their true colors. So,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
So what have I been up to? Not really anything. I mean, I've been trying to get back into the Street Fighter grind, so finally feeling better. So I've been playing a lot more of that. Playing Monster Hunter World on PC. But
Oh, you didn't tell me?
I didn't know you had it on PC. I mean, I got it on
I don't.
PS4.
I don't got it on PC. I don't know
Okay.
what. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
got
mean,
it on
I got it on
PS4.
PS4,
Hey,
but
but we
like,
know we can always play on PS4, bro. You know what I'm saying?
well, I mean, I could, but like one of the things that, and it's just I got like a nice setup now. It's like I could play this game at like a stable frame rate, whereas like you play on PS4, it takes forever to load in the missions. The game runs at like barely at 30 frames or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like nice to be able to like get in and out of stuff and like the game's like stable. So I mean, I don't know anybody else who's playing on PC, but I'm pretty sure there's a few people I could probably link up with. But um outside of that, what else have I done? I guess the other thing you talk about was watch the what was it? The DJ Premier versus RZA battle.
Oh
I
yeah.
live streamed that. That was pretty sick. It was definitely and that was like a good thing that was going on because like I feel like me personally, I was kind of in a shitty mood for like the past couple weeks, and man, just seeing those two go at it and hearing all those songs and like thinking back at like all the memories around it, it was like, man, this is gonna be a legendary night, man. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely gonna be one for the history books.
I think it's pretty dope how because like it's Timberland and like Swiss Beats are orchestrating all these, right?
I think some of the ones, and then some of them have just been people doing it on their own. I think because like
Yeah.
Sean Garrett and like The Dream did one a few weeks ago or something, and a couple
Oh
other
really?
ones been popping up. Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think about that one. Like I probably wouldn't like that one.
I don't know how it went, but I heard it was I would assume it was like pretty bad.
Uh,
Just judging by well, not the Dream, I mean, but
well,
Sean Garrett, I guess.
yeah. Like first of all, like who really listens to Sean Garrett like that? Like let's be honest. Let's be real here. I can't even name a Sean Garrett song.
I
Can
mean,
you? Can you?
no,
All right,
but
Sean Garrett.
but yeah, I mean, shit. That's really it, man. Just trying to get back on the grind of things, man, and focus on things that make me happy in life. So that's about it.
Yeah, man.
But
I was supposed to come back to the grind this week, but boy, let me tell you, like the whole Final Fantasy and then Strive betas out this week. It's like I guess I'm not playing Street Fighter again this week.
I mean, you could always get back on Street Fighter.
I mean, I'm planning on it, but like I didn't think Final Fantasy took me that long to beat.
Well, from what I've heard, it's a pretty good game. I haven't played it yet. I'm not really in a hurry to, but yeah, I've heard it's a pretty
Well,
solid game.
for coming from a person who didn't have a memory card on their PlayStation growing up as a kid,
Wow,
I didn't have the luxury, to go to each disc. So I played a lot of disc one. You feel
that's
me?
crazy.
Yeah. So yeah,
You just left it on the entire time if you had to stop playing?
yes. Hey, sometimes
Oh my god.
my parents saw the green light on the PlayStation, bro. They like turn that shit off. So I had to, I had to turn it off. Like, what was I gonna do?
Oh god.
Hey, man,
That's insane.
I
I only
know.
ever had to do that with like Dreamcast. So we got like Dreamcast the weekend it came out. And so my parents couldn't get me a memory card. So I forgot what game I was playing. Well, it was something obviously you had to save, but I didn't have a memory card, so I just kept it on for like that weekend. I think I was playing NBA 2K or something. I don't remember. Whatever it was. But yeah, that was like the only time I've ever had it. And that was only for like a weekend. But that's pretty insane.
Yeah, man. So
but anyways, enough bullshitting. So like I said, things have been kind of slow lately, so we've been trying to do more interview episodes. So I was like, you know what? Let me go get another Alabama brethren and get them on the podcast. So I'm gonna kick it to my boy for the go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yo, you know what it is? That boy Taj256 or Taji, however you know me. Squad, 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 squad. Y'all know what it is. Happy to be here with the
real
boys.
gang shit. Real
So,
gang shit.
so is it Taji or Taj? I'm always confused on.
Oh yeah. So I mean, Taj is my name, right? Born
Yeah.
name. Taji is what my family, they call me. That's my little nickname and friend. So if you're a friend or family, if I met you, you can call me Taj, Taji, whichever one. You call him a scrub, whichever one you want to call.
All right, so I guess we can go ahead and start with just kind of the basic stuff, man. What you want to talk about your origin in the fighting games, or what got you into the FGC? Like whatever you want to talk about as far as
Oh, for sure,
what
for
got you.
sure, for sure. Cause yeah, I'm definitely passionate about the scene. But pretty much probably the same like everybody. Grew up on playing all the games like Mortal Kombat back then, Mortal Kombat 2 and uh Tekken 2, right, and Street
Was that your
Fighter
first
2.
fighting game?
My first one, I want to say my first was probably Mortal Kombat 2, and then it went to Tekken, yeah, and then Street Fighter. Yeah, those are the ones. Those are the ones.
Gotcha.
I got into kind of weird time because Street Fighter came out first for those, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. But then it's weird how that worked. But yeah, I played those, and then been addicted to it because the whole cool thing about it was I was probably like about 8 or 9 whooping the grown folks at it, right? So they was hot, and then I'm feeling myself at that age, so ever since then, I was like, man, I'm gonna keep playing these games, right? I sucked at them, but so I'm gonna keep playing because I have fun with those. But yeah, that's how I started in the games, and then it's funny because as I mentioned before, like I feel like I'm a freshman in the scene because I didn't get like really into the scene, like start competing until 2016 when Street Fighter 5 first came out. Right?
Thinking
So
back, I'm like, do I ever remember you going to like? Because I mean, I've been in the Alabama FGC since like 2011. I was like,
right.
do I remember seeing you at stuff before like 2016? I was trying to think back.
Nah, nah. You wanna know what's funny? The first time I actually seen you, we didn't meet till like that one time that I came to Gate was it Gamer Tavern GT South? That's what it's called. Yeah,
Oh
yeah. So how I first like actually even saw you, I didn't even know anybody, but I just have a decent memory. So 2012, like the game I was playing super heavy. The game I like sort of took like competitively at the time was Street Fighter Cross Tekken because that was my dream to have like my two favorite fighting game franchises. End up
Oh
being in the
yeah.
game, right? So I was in it, but I was in it late 2012. So when I went to GT South, the reason why I was at GT South, because I live in Huntsville, and
Mhm.
that's in Montgomery. The only reason why I was all the way down in Montgomery, which like 3 hours away from Huntsville, is because I was going into the Air Force at the time. So every month out the weekend, I would have to go down there and report to that Maxwell Air Force Base. But it's funny because my friend, who's also from Huntsville, he's like, "Hey man, we're going to this like gaming spot." He was like, "You want to come?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" And I didn't even notice playing fighting games. I thought it was just something casual, right? And then
Right.
sure enough, I'm seeing setups everywhere, right? I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm in heaven!" That's like my first time experiencing something like that, 2012, like and stuff like that. So I'm like, man, I wish I like brought my control and everything. So, saw Cross Tech and got to play that and stuff. It was fun. I got whooped because I'm a beginner over there. But I remember seeing you and Rocky specifically. Y'all were both playing nonstop Street Fighter 4. I think he was playing Ryu and you were playing Crimson Viper, if I'm not
That sound
mistaken.
about right.
Yeah. I think
Jesus
that's who you were
Christ.
playing. Yeah, y'all were just playing. And I was like, back then I didn't really know about the scene, so I was like, how could y'all keep playing the game for that long? Like I kept seeing y'all just doing running sets like
Dog.
crazy. You know what
Let,
I'm
let me
saying?
let me tell you, me and Rocky, shout outs to Rocky, man. Like
Shout out to Rocky.
me and him used to play like when I first started trying to get good. Like I would go over
Mm-hmm.
to his house and we would play sometimes for like 6 hours straight, just like nothing
Dang.
but playing. Like that was like the the old training partner, bro. Like I always respect him because I get it. People, some people don't have like to be able to sit there and be like, I'm gonna just play for like this entire time. But like I've always naturally been a grinder, so like I could just sit there. If it's good matches, like I could just sit there and play for like hours and just
Right.
But yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so yeah, that was my first time seeing it. So like, me being like, because believe it or not, I was kind of shy back then, especially around people around me, because like I didn't know there was other people like me that like to play games like this. So,
Yeah.
I didn't really talk to anybody except for the people that I was playing with, because I was messing with schoolgirls too at that time too. But anyway,
boy.
that was in 2012, right? So then, fast forward to 2014, I finally like had the courage to go to my local scene in Huntsville at this comic book shop called The Deep. Got affiliated with the scene there. Did all that. Then like the next year in 2015, I ended up deploying for the Air Force, and then like I saw my friends going to these tournaments while I was overseas. I was like, dude, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna go. So then, it's funny because I wasn't into Street Fighter 4 because I didn't like get into it at all because Cross Tekken was the game I was playing, and obviously everybody was making that transition to Street Fighter 5 because they had the beta, and I was actually gonna skip out on 5 because I was like, I wasn't a big fan of 4, but that's because I didn't understand it like that. And then my cousin Dalian, he was like, Taj, you will love this game. You need to play it. I was like, I don't know, Dalian. I think I'm gonna just probably play Tekken or something when it comes out. He's like, no, Taj, for real, get it. So he let me like use his code to play the beta, and it was the last day of the beta, and then I think the game came out the next day.
Yeah.
I originally always played Ken, right? Because everybody played Ken, right? Just a cool Shoto, supposedly.
Or
And then,
there's a stereotype that all black
There's
people
Right.
there's like a stigma that all black people play Ken, which is
right?
I never did. I was even like back in the day. I was like a Ryu.
Street Fighter 2, bro. Yo, I was definitely playing Ken.
I played
Right,
Ryu back
yeah.
then.
Red's my favorite color, so I was naturally drawn to Ken easily. It was like,
Well, he
real
had
Ken
fire,
easily.
so like
Straight
that
up.
was my thing. I was like, this dude
Yeah.
got fire, bro.
Straight up. And it's funny how we all start the Ken and then we all like finally awake and be like, why the hell was I playing Ken all this time? I could have played this character, right? Which, Ken's good in Street Fighter 4 from what I was told, so,
Yeah, he was solid.
yeah, he was pretty straight. So, it's funny. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna play this beta, right? I'm gonna play Ken because everybody, that's always a play Ken. I was like, okay, Ken's cool. He's got runs, cancels, and all this shit. Okay, cool. But I was like, oh shit, they brought freaking Charlie Nash back. I'm like, we ain't seen him since Alpha. I was like, what? Played him, fell in love with the game, bought the game the next day, and I've just been hooked ever since on that game. So that's like my first like little introduction to Street Fighter 5. To the scene. Ever since I played that, I was like, I'm going to all these tournaments, right? I'm gonna, do my best at the tournaments and stuff like that, and then just enjoy, meeting people and
Right.
seeing all parts of the world through the FGC. It was pretty cool.
Now, why did you stick to Nash? That's
a
one that I get it. For
very
season
important
1, Nash was cooking.
Yeah.
He was
He
cooking.
was. He
Hey,
was.
man.
Yeah. He was
Hey,
nasty.
my man was
nasty.
backdashing, everywhere.
Oh, that's all we did. That's all
You
we
know
did.
what I'm saying? Throwing these booms out here.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much hitting with a
Moonsault.
command grab that you couldn't see with the dash up
Throw
and then
loop.
with the input delay, right?
Yeah,
He was pretty much a
boy.
grappler.
Just over here watching Li Joe just do all what he wants to do.
Oh, throw loops in the corner too. Oof, Lord.
Oof.
Back in the day, right?
Man.
You know what's funny too? Cause like my controversial opinion on season 1 Nash is he was really good especially with the input delay. But then when I think about like Mika and Cammy and Karen and other characters like that, of course Chun-Li and Ryu too, and Vega, they were. Well, I was like, he was top 10. I don't think he was top 3, but he was top.
Yeah.
For sure.
As the game went on, or as it evolved at season 1, he definitely
Mhm.
went down because
Right.
I still remember Maurice was playing Nash for the longest. And like
Mhm.
it took me a second. I was playing Mika season 1.
Oh
And
God.
I thought that matchup was like terrible at first. And then like the
Mhm.
more I figured it out and the more I kind of played around Nash, I was like, this character's not that good in comparison to like Mika. I'm like,
Right.
bro, once you get in, he dies. Like, what is he gonna do?
Right. Exactly.
Outside of like just doing V trigger,
Wake up V trigger. Yep.
that was it. And
Yep.
like once you
That
get
was
rid of
it.
that, like what does he do?
Because if your meaty was on point, then boom, it would just hit it. it would just hit it immediately. But you had to be frame perfect, of course, too. So
Yeah.
it's nasty. But to answer your question about sticking with him, so of course, he's the reason why I bought the game. Because if I would have only played it for Ken, I would have stopped playing. And then of course, too, once I learned about like, damn, they really hate characters with DPs in this game. I was like, hell no, I ain't about to pick no damn Ken because I already know me. I'm gonna hit the DP at the wrong time, lose 50% back when V trigger cancels were unscaled. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm gonna pick a safer character like Nash. But sure enough, he made me fall in love with the game and met some cool people through him. And then when season 2 hit, I was like, my eyes were open. My eyes were open. Like when
Look,
Bison got, oh my
I was
God.
with you there because again, I played Mika season 1, right? So like, I'm
Right.
looking at the patch notes, and I'm like, oh my God, what did they do?
Yeah, I think she had a whole page, didn't she? Maybe even 2
Bruh, it was
pages.
a dog. It was a list. That shit hurt.
You know what, man? I kind of wish they'd bring back like season 1 Mika back.
No,
God.
no,
I'm
no,
trying to watch
no.
some Roman. All right.
no.
No.
I play that
No.
character and I don't want to see it.
Oh, I
ever.
know.
That's what
I
we have
know.
G for right now.
Look,
God, no. I don't see how you could do it, but
G wasn't as bad as Mika.
G isn't as bad as season 1.
Right,
Mika
for sure.
is worse than G.
for
Like,
sure.
No,
That shit is nasty.
that's like
you had
fighting
the
V trigger
50-50
G the
mid-screen.
entire round. That's
Oh
what.
yes, exactly.
That's what Mika.
That is exactly what it is. Oh my God.
Except she's not in V trigger, right?
She just had the entire time. That's all it was.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, all she needed was one forward medium punch, bro. And
It was a wrap.
yeah.
It was a wrap. Jeez. Oh yeah, that's back when Martin was cooking with that character. I think he'd be like Mago season 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
So.
he was definitely
Yeah.
cooking everybody with Mika.
And then Fudo made it to the Evo Grand Finals with her, and then of course Infiltration downloaded him. But yeah, that was like the perfect portrayal of the matchup between Mika and Nash. It was interesting for sure. But yeah, if it's in season 2, I was legit on the verge of like stop playing because I was like, yeah, it's season 2. I'm thinking at the time, the only character that was out from season 2 maybe was Akuma. I can't remember the newest character. When season 2 dropped.
Yeah, it was
I
Akuma. He
think
was the
so.
first one.
Yeah, and then I think they were trying to bring Colleen. It took forever for Colleen to come out, but I was looking at the cast. I was like, I ain't feeling nobody else in the cast, and Infiltration stopped playing. So I was like, damn, who do I even have to look at? And so, sure enough, I'm just on YouTube chilling, and then I come across Bonchan, and I'm like, oh, he plays Nash? Because I remember he played Ryu at first in season 1, and then he eventually switched to Nash later, like late in the game, or kind of like mid in the game, I believe. He was messing with Ryu at first, and then switched to Nash or whatever. And I'm just seeing this dude cooking people in season 2. Like, I'm like, what? Like, how is this possible? Like, this is crazy. And I'm like, he just making me look like just terrible at it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just try to mirror everything that Bonchan do. And sure enough, I was like, wow, I'm actually sort of keeping up. Like, I still didn't know what I was doing at the game, but I was like, starting to see something there. So,
Right.
sure enough, I was making some progress because obviously I was actually pretty thankful for the season 2 nurse because it made me think more because I couldn't go on autopilot like crazy in season 1 where I could just backdash medium sight,
Oh, you
spam
were one of
booms,
those,
whatever.
huh?
Right, yeah. I was autopilot like crazy season. Man, I'm telling you, Nash Mariah carried me to damn whatever rank season 1 was, right? It's like I think the highest was platinum or diamond. What was it in season 1? I can't remember.
I think it was Diamond, maybe.
No,
I think it was.
I thought it went up to Master.
Not season 1.
Not season 1. I think they added that like in season 2 or something like that.
Because I think Arturo would have got Master by then in season 1. Because I know he was like the first like highest ranking character or something like that. It might have been.
No. Never mind. Yeah, they did have Master. It's just no one reached it yet at that time.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Because I want to say Hatani hit. It was either Hatani or Momochi hit it first.
Oh, for sure. Probably so then.
Yeah.
Probably so. I didn't even know.
Because I think it was around that time where ESL was doing those Brooklyn tournaments. ESL 1. Yeah. It was like after that time when they hit it.
Oh, okay. So I'm pretty sure my ass probably just got platinum then, and Nash definitely took me there, right? And then season 1 Nash, and then season 2 I was like, ooh, this is looking rough, baby. Lord God, dog. But but yeah, just pretty much mimicked everything Bonchan. So like, that was pretty much the reason why I watched tournament. I was like, man, I want to see how Bonchan does, in this on this tournament season. And sure enough, he had one of those 3 tournaments back to back and stuff like that, and that just fueled something in me. And then of course too, I was just fueled by like going to tournaments because like this is about to sound really goofy, about to sound really funny, but my first major tournament was, of course, final round 2016, right, where the
Oh
dumpster fire, right,
yeah,
of
man.
Street Fighter Five.
What a tournament to make your very first major.
Right. Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. You know what's funny? I had a blast that other than Street Fighter being messed up, like
Yeah.
that's my first time meeting Harada because I always wanted to meet Harada. He was there because that was back when Tekken 7 was on a box. It wasn't even on a console. It was just on this box that played Tekken 7, and we all got to play it first. And so I'm seeing all the pros. I'm seeing like the homies that I follow on YouTube, like Deyasha over there, and then some more of the Alabama boys. I'm like, man, this should feel like a family reunion. I got like
Pretty much.
addicted to that feeling, right? Yeah, I got fit because I'm like I'm starting to put faces to names and stuff like that. And other than Street Fighter Five being handout, it was like I had a blast with all the little arcade cabinets they had. Like I said, meeting Harada and just seeing everybody there, that shit was great, And so ever since then, I was like, I want to go to the next one and to the next one. So sure enough, I went to like CEO and stuff. And oh yeah, that was that grand finals with Tokido and Infiltration, where Tokido downloaded freaking Infiltration's
Oh
Nash. That
yeah.
was
See, that
too
was a
good.
CEO. I went to 2015. I didn't go to 2016,
Yeah.
2017, and I went to 2018. But yeah, I remember
Oh
watching
yeah.
the grand finals on stream. Yeah, it was pretty
It was
that was
amazing.
like I almost want to say it was like peak season 1 Street Fighter 5. Like I felt like
Mm-hmm.
that was like the best it had looked at the time.
Right. Infiltration wasn't just winning everything, which he was about to, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
shoot. Yeah, that was just such a great tournament. So I just been addicted to that feeling ever since. So just me going to tournaments, playing national. You know what's funny too? Because I think I finally like during that time I finally kind of understood what my role was because at first in season 1 obviously I'm like, man, I'm about to try to be the best Nash ever. Then season 2 hit. Season 2 hit, kind of crushed those dreams. I'm like, woo, you got to put in a lot of work, and unfortunately I'm just naturally lazy, right? So I'm like, damn, this feel like homework. I gotta understand frame data and all this stuff too. But no, I was like, I'm gonna do that, but it's a lot of work you got to do that. So I
Oh
finally found
yeah.
my role. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just play the game. Like I'm gonna definitely still compete because I like it. But as far as like my goals, I just want to be around the scene. You know what I mean? Make memories. Talk to people. Go try to visit everyone that I can, and shoot, just have a good time anyway. Because really, tournaments are my escape from reality. You know what I mean? Because
Oh
we in
yeah.
Alabama. We in
Facts.
Alabama. What you gonna do up in Alabama talking about playing fighting games, right?
Yeah.
Like people look at you like you play those, all right? You do that? I'm like,
You walk
yeah,
around
that's
carrying your stick and everybody looking at you weird, like what is
right.
this?
Y'all know about it. Y'all already know. Y'all in Alabama too, so you already know what time it is.
Yeah, I mean, for the longest, I didn't even know there was like a scene, and like, I mean, I was playing. I guess I didn't really get competitive until Street Fighter 4, but like I was playing stuff before that, but like I was just kind of
Hmm.
like just scrub status, but like I didn't know there was a scene until like 2010. Like I
Right.
just it just wasn't anything I thought about. It's just like until like you go on SRK and you dig around and you're like, oh, there's actually people in the state that play this. Like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, all right,
Hmm. Well, I'm glad you said SRK because you want to know what's funny? And shout out to that boy, nice one, because he's the one that actually. I remember I followed both of y'all on Twitter too when I found out y'all names were from when that time I went in 2012 or whatever. But
yeah.
I remember I was trying to find out what my local scene, and I think I hit up Maurice on Twitter because I saw like, oh, he be talking about it on Twitter and stuff. So I was like, oh, yo, what's my local spot? And he sure enough went on SRK. It was like, oh, you have the deep. So he's like, go there. And I was like, oh, sure. So if it wasn't for Maurice, I wouldn't be, messing with my local scene. So shout out to Maurice over there.
Shout out to the boy Maurice, nice
Mm-hmm.
one.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we can roll into that then. So you want to talk about the Huntsville scene and what y'all got going on over there?
Oh, for sure. So obviously, before all this craziness happening with Corona, what I mean, we got 2 venues that we go to. One said Lucky Dice. and one's called Station Retro. Station Retro is this like retro music store that they sell music, they sell collectibles, they sell vinyl records, they sell all that, and they got food over there too. And then Lucky Dice, the same thing, except it's just way more nerdier and stuff like that. And they sell alcohol there, so obviously if we drink responsibly over there. So, but you just playing games, and Tuesdays and Thursdays is what we play. And yeah, it's pretty straight. Like, our scene isn't huge for real. Like, it's growing. It's definitely grown a lot
I feel like it used to be
since it started.
bigger, but I'm not like
Yeah.
too super familiar with everybody in the Huntsville scene. But I felt like it used to be kind of big, and maybe has it gotten smaller recently? Or
Well, honestly, I think it was because I got in like late 2014, so I think it
yeah,
was huge when Street Fighter 4 and Marvel 3 was popping. I heard that was really when it was
Oh
really
yeah,
yeah, like
popping.
yeah,
Yeah,
guys like
and
Mark,
Marcus there. Yeah,
uh,
uh,
who else?
freaking Kyle, Adam over
Yeah,
there, all of them playing Marvel and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm sure it was huge before I was there, but I seen it smaller, probably like around 2015, 2016, and now we just got we consistently getting people in. Like, I don't know if y'all still in the Huntsville fighting game group on Facebook, but I'm steady seeing like nothing but so and so wants to join the group, whatever, because one of the admins, and I'm like, okay, we getting a lot of people, and then we try to like encourage people like, hey, don't be shy, come out Tuesday and Thursday if you're in the area. And so more people have been coming, and it's funny because I'm starting to see that like people are actually interested in what we do. So like it'll just be random Bostoners to be like, man, I can't wait to watch those dudes get hype and yell over some silly video games, right? Because that's what we do. Like, I mean, we'll have little exhibitions, or if it's just a random time, we just get hype in Huntsville. Because I guess since we've always been so isolated from other people, we just get so excited when we see each other and play. Because you're just surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals. You know what I'm saying? And you can just
right,
relate to them so much more to them, even more than family sometimes. Just how friends will do and stuff like that. But yeah,
yeah,
we play and we got a good little bit of numbers, and I feel like we're passionate. I don't feel like we have enough go-getters, because if you think about it, you only see like the same little handful of us that go to like the tournaments, like either at the monthlies or the the majors. Like, you'll see me and Jeffrey and stuff like that, and then the other Jeffrey sometimes. You might see Dalian every now and then, but it's really probably about 3 or 4 of us in the Street Fighter scene at least that actually travels, right? I feel like
yeah,
more Tekken people travel than anything.
yeah. I mean, I guess
Hmm.
it's I don't know. That's kind of the hard thing with. Well, one thing is for like the local scene for like
Hmm.
just traveling in the state. The
Hmm.
hard part about Alabama is like we're all like 2.5, 3 hours from each other, so it's
For
like
sure.
it's sometimes it is kind of hard, and some people don't
Hmm.
have weekends off or whatever, so it's like they can't consistently come out to stuff on the weekends. So I get it. And then same thing
Yeah.
with like majors, sometimes people just don't have the extra money to to drop on travel. But for sure,
Right.
it's something that I do wish that and hopefully once all this COVID stuff's over, we can kind of get back to the local stuff. But yeah, man, it's something I definitely need to work on is like trying to get out to other community stuff because I go to Auburn, which is like like hour 30 from me, like maybe hour
Oh,
20,
for
but
sure. The
like Huntsville's
NCAA
like 3
boys.
hours almost. So it's like I'm not
Oh
wanting to
yeah,
make
it's
it out to
wild.
something. And you guys
Right.
don't have I think you guys don't have monthlies. You just have weeklies, right?
they used to have
We have,
they used to have them.
yeah. Yeah, we have them. We're starting to do like a bi-monthly type of thing to give people time to, request off and go, and then
Right.
even like people out of state, because everybody else has monthlies too. So we
It's
try
a
to
good
make it like a
idea.
bi-monthly thing and stuff like that. Obviously, what I would probably do too, just so it's just convenient for everybody, is just like I feel like just like how we did with the Get Money monthlies, just everybody just go to Birmingham at that point, because that way
Yeah.
everybody ain't got to travel like crazy. None ain't nothing for like an hour. 45 minutes for us, and then probably like around the same amount of travel distance for y'all too.
About an
So
hour and 40 for me, so that's
yeah,
not too bad.
yeah, yeah. So
Nice.
Birmingham is really just the key, obviously, for all the communities to come together, because it's the center. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be cool.
Must be
Uh,
nice to only drive an hour and 40 minutes.
I mean, look, you moved, you know what I'm saying?
It
And
still would
Oh
have. It
yes,
still would. It
Phoenix
still would have
City.
been the same distance, same time.
Oh
what
shoot.
are you talking about for you when
Yeah,
you were in Auburn?
yeah.
I mean, I guess. I mean, look, you can still come to the crib. Well, obviously can't come now, but the crib was always open to come through for sets. You know what I'm saying? That could do that.
Yeah, I could. I mean, I do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You ain't about to start this shit tonight.
um,
Damn.
Hey,
all right.
when we're getting the strive sets, you know what I'm saying?
The strap, man. Look, I
When
gotta
does that go
download that.
live, actually? Because I got it waiting right here, just
Hey,
chilling, just waiting for
hey,
it to go live.
I'm in the waiting room right now, bro.
Oh, snap.
You know,
Okay, then.
shit. The
Because I
moment
think
Uh,
they,
today is only against computer, and then tomorrow is
yeah,
against human opponents, right?
that's what I think I heard.
Mm-hmm.
So then, obviously you play Street Fighter, but are you playing anything else currently, or just dabbling in stuff?
As far as fighting games, so I try to mess with that Grand Blue. Only thing I don't like about Grand Blue, it kind of released like Street Fighter 5 did, very bare bones, right? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Only a handful of characters, and I think that's the first time I went into training mode and actually fell asleep in training mode. Like, I'm not even. And I play like freaking what's his name? I play Beelzebub, and he's one of the coolest characters. But I was like,
yeah, that character
what am I
suck.
doing?
You
Right.
know what? That seems like a character that's up your alley. Like it seems like an anime ass character.
Right, yeah.
Like,
That's another thing too. 'Cause I'm glad you we mentioned this about Nash. Like, I'm attracted to like cosmetics first, and then you know how viable maybe because it's like if the character looks cool, does cool stuff, I'm all over it, right,
yeah,
and stuff like that. And then I'm like, okay, Beelzebub, he's cool, right? Lancelot's cool too, but I was like, man, this dude's a freaking scumbag. I see how everybody getting mixed by Lancelot. I was like,
see
nah,
the
I'm good.
Timberlands. That's
Right. Oh, Grand Tims. Those
yeah.
that's just crazy too. And yeah, that's what I was messing with was that Grand Blue. And then what's another fighting game? I mean, obviously I'm messing with Strive because it looks fun. I've never really been into Guilty Gear Heavy, but this one looks like it'll be really cool for me to get into, and stuff like that. As far as other fighting games, I think that's about it. I was messing with that Samurai Showdown for a minute, and I'm really hyped for this season because I got some cool characters coming out too, so I might mess back with that. And it's funny too because I actually came up as a Tekken player, and
Yeah, I
then
remember.
right, yeah, so that's
Yeah,
what it was. That's what I was known for was Tekken, and then I found out I was like, damn, you actually have to put a lot of work to like play this game, and just like I mentioned earlier, I'm lazy, so I was like, okay, Street Fighter, you gotta put the work in too, but it don't feel like as hard as Tekken, so I'm gonna be straight on Street Fighter.
I respect it. Ain't nothing
Right,
wrong with that. I
right.
always wanted to play Tekken, but like it goes back to. I mean, I guess I'm not opposed to putting in work, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's the thing that hit me with Tekken 7 was like most of my practice was coming from online, and it's
Mm-hmm.
so and it wasn't sets, it was just playing ranked, and like you get one and done so much on
Oh
Tekken in
my
ranked,
God,
and it's just
yes.
like the
It's
killjoy
so
for me because it's
lame.
like I'll lose to something and I'm like, okay, well, I want to play this dude again so I can figure it out. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
then they just leave. Or like you
Yeah,
win and you're like, okay,
right.
well, that was like kind of evenly matched. Let's play again. Then they leave. And I'm just like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God.
I'm glad you mentioned that too because that's one of the things that really put me on Street Fighter 2 is the community. Like straight up, like this ain't nothing to take jabs at the Tekken, but from my personal experience, like my local scene, they're awesome with Tekken. I can play with them all day, but everybody else outside of my local scene, it's like when you're trying to get games, like it's so easy to do in a Street Fighter. Like I promise you, it's easy, especially with like the Discord and just meeting people in person and
Right.
the community. Like I feel like the people in Street Fighter is dope. Like we just got some really cool folks up in there, and yeah, that's what I really liked about it was that really brought me to Street Fighter was like, man, I mean all these cool people that I can play with and easy to get these sets in instead of getting one and done like you just said in Tekken. So that's what really put me on Street Fighter for sure.
So, whatever happened to the Huntsville versus like multis?
Oh, it's funny. So like the versus so they still got that going on, but it's mostly Smash. Like versus Huntsville started off as Smash and straight up, and so then we came along and tried to put the traditional fighting games in there or whatever. But I noticed that what was the first thing that we tried to do? The first little tournament, it was Bet. That's the one that Blake came up
Oh
with
yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
the one.
Yeah, Bet. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was
So
just talking to him about. I was trying to figure out what was the name.
Bad battle everybody tournament
Yeah.
pretty much. That's what it was. And he got the little thing where the little side little thing where even the spectators can like kind of take part in it because for like going there and like paying the registration fee or the venue fee, you'll get like 10 chips or 5 chips, whatever, to bet on. Hey, who you think gonna win? Even though so the spectator feels engaged, like even though they don't probably want to play, they probably don't have like the courage or passion to play fighting, and they'll be like, okay, well, I can still enjoy the tournament as a spectator. Let me bet on this, and whoever wins the most chips wins some cool prize. Like one time, I ended up giving away an Astro C40 controller from one of the things from people doing the bet tournament. So
Yeah.
that was cool there. But I think they just wanted different dates to do it on, and so just they wanted to kind of branch off from versus Huntsville to bet. So especially too because all versus is handled at UAH over
Yeah.
there versus we had Lucky Dice and Station Retro to play at too. So that was the thing there. Plus, it kind of felt like we didn't really have that much space anyway for our tournament. So that's
No.
one of the reasons why I wanted to branch off from versus Huntsville. But yeah,
Yeah, I
both of
remember
them are still a thing.
because we at the student center, right? And so
Yep, the
yeah,
Charger Union. Yep.
yeah, I remember like it's like down like this little hallway, and I'm just like, yo, bro, like,
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So now we got more space now.
oh, that's what's up, man. Like I remember going out to one of them, and it was like it was my first and last one because I was like, me and Maurice went up there. I was like, all right, yo. He's like, yo, first and second, bro. He's like, all right, cool. We dapped up. We about to go play. Like, I ended up getting third place. And so on the Facebook page, right, it was like, and like there were more than enough people to pay out top three.
Right.
I didn't get the paid, so I was like, where's my
Damn.
payment? It was top two. I'm like, huh?
Well, burn my
Like,
biscuits. I didn't even
bro,
know that.
yo,
Damn.
that was the most aggravating Waffle House meal I had to eat. After the tournament,
Yikes.
bro.
You know what's funny? I feel like I'm obligated to give you like third place money right now because I'm kind of feeling I'm kind of feeling stimulated. You know what I mean?
Oh,
shout out to them. Shout out to the Trump bucks. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna cross you off my list, bro. I'm talking about your house while I'm on my way to work. You feel me?
All right, man. Just go ahead and send me that PayPal, man. I'm feeling a little stimulated, man. A little motivated around here. Oh my gosh.
Man.
That sucks though that you can get paid, but you gotta pay. We're gonna make amends to that. We're gonna take care of that.
Look, see, if it was me, you know what I would just say? I'd be like, your team should have just won the tournament. Then you would have been paid anyway.
See, this is why this is why we haven't traveled in a very long time.
Yeah, that tough love right there. I like it,
bro. Let me tell you, traveling with this guy on the way home sometimes, bro. It's like having a parent, right? And bro, this dude be chastising me in the fucking car driving back home.
Oh, I can already probably undersee that.
There was only one tournament, right? There was only one tournament where he was actually calm about. We were talking like it was like I think we come back from KIT. It's like, yo, bro, I think this year might be a year. Put in the work. Did really good this weekend. Blah blah blah. I was like, all right, man. Like I felt good. Like you boosted me up and everything.
Right.
But after that, nothing. It's all been like tough love. He's like, Tim, what the fuck are you doing?
It's because look, if you play with me, like if you this is the thing. I hold all the people that play me consistently in a high regard, right? I expect because if you play me, look, I expect you to at least try and get up to that point, right? So like if we playing like that, I'm trying to get you to that level, right? So I just expect more out of you. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
If he didn't critique you, then he wouldn't care. He don't care.
Yeah. If I didn't say anything, then he just, maybe like I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
just let them, just leave them there.
Like long as you don't say I belong to the streets, I'm fine. Like some other people in the community we had to do. You know what I'm saying? We just had to leave them to the streets.
Damn. You gonna not name them?
Take it to the house.
That's a deep cut. I don't know what that
is. Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
All right. So something else I wanted to ask you about. So I know you was big on Nash, but lately I've been seeing you play another character. So you've been playing Gil. And
man.
What do you think about Gil so far?
Man, let me give you a little flashback real quick, just a little quick flashback. So straight up, my first time playing Third Strike was back when it was on Dreamcast, right?
Okay.
And I think I was like 11 or 12 during that time or whatever. But I'm sure enough saying like, oh man, I'm about to play, Street Fighter, play Ken, right? That's what I was playing with. Got all the way to get. I was like, who is this Super Saiyan looking dude? He looks so cool, right? I was like, man, this is crazy. I want to play him or whatever. And sure enough, I was like, dang, I can't play him. I thought it was like Tekken, like when you beat
Oh yeah,
the boss, you get somebody or you get some unlocked character, and sure enough, I'm like, oh, that didn't happen. Then I came across 12. I was like, oh, he has a copy, so let me just bring all the way 12 to Gil and use the copy and then look stupid because you don't know how to play his Gil, right? When you do the copy super and then you lose or whatever. But I was like, I really want to play this character. So ever since I was around that age, I've been wanting to play Gil, and you can play him, what I'm saying, on the Dreamcast. And then I think you had to have the Xbox 360 little Street Fighter Online dish. I think you could pay for Gil or you have to unlock him some kind of way. You could
yeah,
play him then. But I had a PS3, so I don't think he was available on the PS3 then. So sure enough, when they had announced Gil, what was it? Oh, I was coming back home from DreamHack Atlanta. That's what you won just
yeah,
last
yep,
year. Yeah, and that was the same week as the NA finals, right?
yep,
Yeah.
Yeah, sure enough. So I remember I had this crazy, stupid like research paper due at like midnight that same night. And then when I saw that trailer and I saw Gil was announced, like I watched that trailer like 6 times, like all over again. And then I actually missed my deadline that night to do my homework. So I had to like beg on my knees and pray, like, yo, can you like let me turn this in late? Like that's how hyped I was seeing for me. I was like, this is literally like not to sound corny, but this is like a dream come true for like me to play him. 'Cause I was like, I had a feeling he was gonna come out again because of the story mode at the end of 5,
right,
but I was like, maybe or not. And then of course everybody's thinking, oh, the Urian costume, nah, the Halloween costume. Just like, nah, Gil's not coming. But then sure enough, he came. I've been in love with the character ever since. Like I play him every day that I can because I want to like get as good as I can with them and stuff like that. But he's really fun to play. I feel like he's not the best. Like everybody think he's top tier and stuff like that because of all his tools and everything. I feel like he's mid tier for now. Obviously, I wish we had more tournaments to actually, see his potential, right? Because I see
hmm,
Nemo's doing good with them. Freaking, 801 Striders was cooking with them a little bit too, and I was seeing like a lot of potential with it too. Like I was seeing Automatic and LES is playing them and stuff like that too. So I'm learning from all the guild players, Piano Densetsu, all them stuff, and starting to like kind of understand them a little bit, but still struggling because I've been playing a lot and I've been getting smoked, yo. I've been getting
I mean,
smoked, like.
I see you cooking sometimes on stream.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. So I'll be trying to and stuff like that, cause sure enough, I don't believe in Smurf accounts, so I got Nash the Grandmaster, and I was like, all right, I think I know what I'm doing, and then got on ranked, and listen, all it takes is to lose to that little regular dime or whatever, you lose so much points, so I think I
Yeah,
lost like 20 games and went to Master, and then the rest. I think I went all the way to Super Dumb, and then I finally got him back up to Master and whatever. And I was like, okay, I'm starting to see it, but I'm starting to see like a lot of like weaknesses with him, a lot of flaws. Like he's not like Urian. He's like a great value version of Urian right now, honestly, in
that's a
my
good way to
opinion.
put it.
Yeah, Urian's way better, but he's a fun character.
Okay, so you think people? Because I have seen some people say he's like top tier, but it's like it's kind of hard
God.
to like. It's even trying to kind of hard to gauge that right now because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people base their character opinions on tournament results, and we don't have
Exactly.
like pro tours or anything. So it's like all
Nope.
you really have to go by is like what you see people do like in ranked matches, or like you just
Exactly.
theory fighting at that point, right? Because there's just
Mm-hmm.
there's not a we don't have like a consistent way to prove how good characters are in like offline settings. So it's like, you know,
Exactly. I think the only thing we got to go by offline right now was like Evo Japan and like Topanga League,
yeah,
like when
yeah.
Nemo was cooking with them and stuff like that. And he was doing pretty well. I don't think he got to top 8 though. I can't remember, or maybe he did at
He
Evo Japan.
got
I have to remember that.
ninth at Evo Japan, I think.
You're right. Yeah, and then
Yeah,
he did okay at the Topanga League and stuff like that, which is understandable because majority of those people are playing characters that's been out past 3, 4 years, whatever, right? And then you just got
hmm,
2 month Gil, right, or 1 month Gil, whatever, to do, and
yeah.
Nemo's just wild with them. But yeah. I wish we did have more. See, oh, I forgot Broski and Danka Diaz. They're doing well good with them
Oh
too,
yeah,
and so
broski's is sick.
uh, yeah, Broski's been doing what's the Salt Mine League, I think,
Yeah,
something
that's
like
the
that.
EU thing they got going on.
And then I think Tommy Two Step, he had the little Master of Mirrors, and Dank was playing Gil on that too, and yeah, that's some little representation. But yeah, just like you said, I wish we did have more of an offline settings to gauge that, how strong he is and stuff like that.
Yeah, so hopefully we get something this year. You know, I don't
Mm-hmm.
I remain optimistic to say that the whole season is going to be canceled. Like in general,
Right.
hopefully we still have some offline tournaments by the end of the year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's kind of we just got to kind of play everything by ear at this point.
For
You know,
sure. For sure.
see how it goes.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Still waiting on that War Warrior part.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
at this point, I would be surprised if we even have CPT. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like we don't know. I mean, there's so many details about CBT that didn't get announced yet. So it's like, I mean, the point structure wasn't even out. Like we didn't know
Right.
how many points people got for winning or anything. So
Yeah. I feel like at this point, with the rest of the time, it'd be like a bunch of LCQs, right, or something similar.
right?
To that.
Yeah, maybe they do something weird where they like do. You know, even if we can have like Capcom Cup at the end of the year, maybe they decide, you know, oh well, we'll just do like a invitational thing where you know we'll have some qualifiers that people can get in and then do something. But you know,
exactly.
I don't know.
Time to set up CPT online again, boys.
Right, because this is definitely looking like the last year.
You see, look, actually, I'm gonna take that back. I feel like the online tourney salt hasn't been too bad as of late. Like normally,
for sure,
I felt like during CPT online, people was mad. You know what I'm saying? Like people get tight during online tournaments. But like I guess because the frequency of them now, and people kind of realize that that's all you have. So it's like every now and then I see people like, you know, I see little comments in Discord. I'm in like a lot of the tournament Discords. You know, I might see a little comment here and there about, oh man, it was so laggy, it's so bad. But for the most part, I feel like people just kind of accept online tournaments for what they are and just are grateful that people are, you know, trying to throw some events for them. So yeah.
I mean, look at NOBC. It was enjoyable to watch. That was a good one to watch.
Yeah, the matches were sick. Like I was watching that last night, man. It was a really good top 8.
Right.
All right. So another off-topic thing, I guess. So
all right,
I want to ask you, what's up with you and JoJo's?
Oh my god!
And you can go on as long as you want about this.
I can. Yeah.
I'm like I'm like an anime noob, like for the most part. Like I don't really watch much. Like the only anime I've ever watched is like Samurai Champloo.
Hey, my nigga. Oh shoot, my bad. my bad.
And there might be like a couple other random ones. Like I watched Soul Eater for a bit, and my daughter likes High Score Girl. So
that's what's up.
So we end up watching that. But I mean,
I definitely thought you was about to say High School the Dead for a second. I was like, yo,
I was about to say like, what dude? You know, I'm like, okay. I mean, I was like, unless he got like some 20-year-old daughter I ain't know about. Yeah, let's go. But I was like, oh god, I'm about to go crazy after that. But yeah, you know what's funny too? Like how you say you're like an anime noob. Like I'm pretty much in that same boat, right? Because I actually haven't even seen Samurai Champloo, right?
Huh?
Like that.
Really?
Right. I haven't seen.
I felt like everybody had seen it just because it was like an
Mm-hmm.
Adult Swim thing, right? So like everybody's gonna run across it at some point, and then
right.
interest and just go down the road.
I'm the exception to that because all I did was play video games. Like I didn't get into like anime like super hard until JoJo. Actually, that's what's funny about that. Because you know, like I probably play like almost not every RPG, but most of like the really good ones like Persona and stuff like that and Final Fantasy. But I was always into games first, so I was never really into the anime. But yeah, freaking you know, most of everybody's like encounter with JoJo is the Dreamcast / PlayStation 1 game, Heritage for the Future. Everybody played that one.
I always wanted to play it, but like I could never find it for like an affordable. Like I didn't want to like buy a bunch of like I don't want to drop like $100 or $80 on this, right? Because it was like, kind of rare at that point. But I always wanted to play it because it would always be on the list of like best Dreamcast games. But I just never got around to trying it.
Well, you see, the cheap thing to do is if you have a Dreamcast already, you just burn it on a CD-ROM.
Yeah, you got the secret tech, bro. You can't be.
Yeah. Dreamcast had. That's like one of my favorite consoles of all time. Like that had a really good list, so I love that thing. But unfortunately, it lost to the PS2 and stuff like that. But yeah, that was my first encounter with JoJo. It was like 2008, and I was like, okay, this game's cool. I thought it was like a Persona ripoff, but obviously JoJo was out before Persona. It just
Yeah.
that was my first encounter with it. But then fast forward to 2014, my roommate at the time had the JoJo like season one on there, and he was playing. I was like, oh snap, this is JoJo or whatever, because the Dreamcast game is on part 3, so you already kind of throw it off already, because you like thinking like, oh wow, there's multiple parts. This isn't even the beginning. I'm like, what the hell? So sure enough, I ended up watching part 1 and 2, and I was hooked ever since. Like that, I was like, oh my god, this it's great, because there's nothing else like it. Like, and then when you see all these games and other like animes or whatever, you see like they reference JoJo. You're like, whoa, this should feel like the blueprint, right? Like a bunch of Street Fighter characters came from JoJo. Like even in the developer died for Street Fighter, it was like, oh yeah, we got for instance Dawson's stretchy limbs. They got it from the protagonist from part 1, Jonathan Joestar. He has this move called Zoom Punch where he stretches his limbs, right? And that's how they came
Yeah.
up with Dawson's moveset, stuff like that. And I could go all and all about Street Fighter and JoJo, but yeah, sure enough, I was watching it and I was hooked on it. I was like, I can't wait for the next season and stuff like that. Because the cool thing about JoJo is that each part has a different protagonist. They go by the previous parts, right? Like like the stuff that happened there, but it's pretty much its own story. Like you don't even have to go in order when you watch it. You can start off on part 2, 3, or 1, but I heavily recommend that you start it in order and stuff because you'll appreciate it. But especially the music references too. Like if you love music and you like, old, movies and stuff like that, you be like, damn, I can see the references to like a couple of the characters. For instance, like there's a Notorious B.I.G. character in JoJo Part 5, right? And
Really?
yeah, exactly. There's a character that was derived from Prince, right? There's a Michael Jackson character. There's so many like characters from artists that it's wild. It's like too many to name actually. I know in the latest part 8, there's a character that's named after the Rihanna song, right? So the artist, he really loves Western music. Like Rocky, he loves it. That's all he likes. His favorite artist is Prince, so that's why it's very flamboyant, right? Because
Yeah, I
he
can see
loves
that.
Prince to death. He loves Prince to death. So he loves Prince. He also loves fashion, music. So most of JoJo, like all the designs and stuff like that, and the characters, they all either come from like Roman sculptures, models, right? Fashion, artists and stuff like that all comes from something else. So in a way, you hear stuff saying like, "Oh, this is a JoJo reference," but really, JoJo is a reference of a bunch of things all together in one. So I love it so much. It's so crazy. It's so unique, and like I said, I could talk about it all day long. It's crazy.
It's one of those things that I mean I've always just kind of seen it from the outside, and I realize
Mhm.
like that it has affected a lot of other things in culture, and
Mhm.
I mean I really should check it out, but like it's just kind of been one of those things that just never got around to. So
Right. Yeah.
it's definitely something I should do with all the extra free time I got now. So
For sure. And what's funny is it's not even that long. You know what I'm saying? Like the
really,
first part's only like 8 episodes. The second part's like 18. You know what I mean? Part
it's
three's
not
probably
too
the longest. It's
bad.
got like 40. I think it's got 49 episodes, maybe something like that. But yeah, it's not long. It's not like Dragon Ball Z, One Piece long. Those are hell long. Like holy crap, those are commitments.
See,
But
I couldn't get
yeah,
into Dragon Ball, and it was for
right.
2 reasons, right? So one was like at that era, I feel like everybody who did get into Dragon Ball was like the Toonami era, right? You were usually just
Mhm.
seeing it from that.
Mhm.
And like at that point in my life, I wasn't even watching Cartoon Network. Like I would just come home and like what I was watching was Rhapsody, and that was it.
Hey.
Like,
Yeah.
You wasn't like messing with like Cartoon Network during that time?
nah, not really. I mean, for whatever reason, I mean, it's just like
Yeah.
when I came home, I was more worried about like what music videos were on versus like that,
Yeah.
and it
I can
just
see that.
and like I would see like I would watch Cartoon Network every now and then, but like I wasn't watching Toonami, so it was just like I
Mhm.
kind of missed it. And when I did watch a little bit of it, so it was I don't even remember what version of Dragon Ball it was, but there was like some version that used to come on like one of our local channels at like 5 in the morning or something like that.
Oh,
And
that was probably like regular as Dragon Ball or like G.
probably. And I watched a little bit of that, but like, man, the episodes are just so long-winded, man. Like it just they
Mhm.
stretch it out. Like I
Yeah, that's
just couldn't get
yeah.
into it like that. So that just kind of missed me. But it's like one of the I don't know if even if I watched it now, I don't think I don't think I would enjoy it as much as like most of the people who really watch, when they first watched it.
I actually feel you on that because honestly, from the stuff that you mentioned that you watched, you'll notice like those have more like character development, a better plot and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
when you go back and watch that, that's something that I actually appreciate more when I was a kid. But now I couldn't watch Dragon Ball either. Honestly, I probably watched the original Dragon Ball, but when they get to Z and Super, I can't probably get into it myself either because I appreciate more of a plot and something more deeper than what Dragon Ball is, unfortunately.
I'm trying to think. I think that was all I had. Tim, you
Well,
got
yeah,
any other questions?
I want to dig into something else. So,
All right.
you definitely love the cosplay. So JoJo's
Yeah.
Oh,
when you get a
yeah,
chance.
for sure. So the crazy thing about that is I actually never saw myself cosplaying ever, right? Like I went to like one convention in Huntsville. It was called HamaCon at the time, and I went like as a regular con goer and stuff
Yeah.
like that, playing the games and buying stuff. But I never saw myself really cosplaying. But then it wasn't until I watched Part 4 of JoJo, Diamond is Unbreakable. There's this character named Josuke. He's pretty much like Prince, easy. Like when you look up.
All right, so brief intermission. So for whatever reason, the tool that we used to record in Discord decided to take a dump in the middle of the show. So there's going to be a brief few seconds where I've got to splice this together while I scrambled to try and figure out a secondary option for recording the show. So apologize for any inconvenience, and let's go.
Say I would just go to work, go to school, and just get on Street Fighter, and that was it. So the only thing
Right,
that's different is I ain't able to go to a tournament or something like that weekend.
makes sense.
You have like a huge following in the JoJo's community. It seems like.
Yeah,
Right
it's funny. It's funny how it worked because that one like I was just mentioning, what really blew up was that the one with the cosplay I did with the all white suits named Kira, and how that one blew up was we was at Anime Week in Atlanta. 2017 was my first one, and sure enough, there's this like scene where the guy cosplays a serial killer. He likes to sever women's hands, right? And there's a scene in the anime where he like eating a sandwich off of the human hand that he severed, right? He's eating a sandwich off. So we pretty much recreated that scene at AWA at like a freaking I don't know. It was at the mall. You've been at AWA,
Yeah,
Tim, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that little mall right there, the Cumberland Mall. They have that little food court, and I got me a little calzone, whatever. Was eating a sandwich, whatever. And that picture, we put it on like Facebook, Twitter, and everybody kept sharing it and sharing it.
Oh,
And
that's the one that went
eventually,
viral, right?
yeah,
Okay, I
exactly.
remember that.
So sure enough, like it got so crazy. Like first of all, my phone wouldn't stop vibrating for like the whole day, which was crazy. Just notification, notification. And then the crazy thing was, and this is no bullshit either, because you can look her up. But the character designer for JoJo Part 4, she actually like shared it on her personal Facebook page. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like
Wow.
even
Clout.
the Japanese are seeing it too. What? That's crazy. You know what I mean? So ever since then, everybody's like, "Yo, I know you from online internet, whatever." And I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." I'm like, "That's cool, appreciate it, stuff like that." But other than that, that's how that blew up or whatever. But that's just people that have the same interests, like with the fighting games and stuff. That's pretty much what it is.
That's what's up.
Oh, I got a question for y'all. So straight up, I know
Who's the
everybody's thinking
first?
like, this is the last year Street Fighter 5, supposedly, especially with, COVID, whatever. It might even get extended because of, what the hell's going on now. But you notice that the person that wins, if Capcom Cup was to happen, doesn't auto qualify for next year. Do y'all think it's another Street Fighter? Or y'all think it's just another Capcom?
I don't know. To be honest, I
Mm,
think it all depends
right.
Um.
because
Oh, go ahead.
I will love to get another versus game like
Same.
Capcom. You know, um, but I don't know. Maybe if this year does happen, they announce Street Fighter 6 or another versus game they have. It just depends. But
Hmm.
Um.
I would love to have another versus game.
That'd be cool.
I think. I don't think we're gonna have another Street Fighter next year, just
I
because.
agree.
Even if well, I didn't think that was gonna happen before all this COVID stuff happened. I didn't think it was gonna happen, But
Mm-hmm.
with all this happening, I just don't see it because if they do it, um, one, I think there's reports that PS5 is already going to ship with like lower numbers because of COVID. So
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to have a huge install base, so they don't have very much like a very high incentive to like rush it out and get it, get it ready for like early
Exactly.
next year. So like they're
Right.
probably gonna wait a couple years now. If they weren't already, they're definitely gonna do it now. So it's like I think we've got at least another year, maybe 2 years worth of support for SF5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how they're gonna handle Capcom Cup with the changes to this year. Maybe they'll, if they don't have Capcom Cup this year, maybe they just carry over the person from last year and just say, look, since we didn't have a season, Idom still makes it next season. Or maybe they say, well, because it's a whole new game now, we don't really have a way to like definitively say that, oh, well, he would have, he was like the champion or he would have been like
Mm-hmm.
just as good. So maybe they don't do it. It's a lot of unknowns, but I would say we definitely, at the very least, got another 2 years of SF5. So it's like I know people are
Right.
kind of people have their opinions about the game and feel whatever way they do, and some people like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I mean, I respect it.
Right.
So some people are kind of looking to push the game out the door as soon as they can. But if Ultra Street Fighter 4 taught anybody anything, there's no reason to like try and push games out the door because you look at what happened. Like
Oh yeah.
Street Fighter 5 was a lot of was kind of a direct response to a lot of the complaints people had with Street Fighter 4. And it's like just because you don't like something and you want to get rid of it doesn't mean the successor is going to come out and just be the exact thing you want.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think we've got a little bit longer with this game, which I'm cool with. I think the game is in the best place that it's ever been. It's been getting better every single
Totally
year,
agree.
and
Mm-hmm.
it seems like Capcom is trying to take care of some of the issues that people have with the online experience. So
Mm-hmm.
if they can continue to do that, who knows? I mean, I just really hope that the game keeps improving. I'm
I
cool with
feel
it.
the same exact way. I really do. Because, I mean, as much as people was like, want us another Street Fighter, I feel like they shouldn't rush to it. Like, they should use all this
Yeah.
feedback and criticism and just take a break off of Street Fighter and then, make the next one, close to being perfect as they can and just do a better job. Just treat Street Fighter 5 as a learning lesson. I have a weird theory. I mean, it's probably wrong, but I'll be thinking that, with all the like Darkstalkers content that's in Street Fighter 5, I'm like, is this where they trying to give us a sign that this is the next game or whatever? Or, I
This
don't
is
know.
why
Man,
they
You know
should
what I
give
mean?
us Capcom Fighting All Stars.
Right,
no.
and I would do that too. I mean, I would like a bunch of the
Give,
Capcom characters in there in
no,
one
give
game,
me,
but
give me like something like Marvel 3, and then boom, there we go. Like,
that would be fun if I ain't gonna lie. It'd
you
be
know,
pretty straight if they had something like that. Mixed
come
with
on,
like a little bit of cross Tekken in there. You know what I mean? I would love that for sure. But I think
I'd
it
be cool
exists.
with that.
You said
Mm-hmm.
cross second. I don't know about that one, Chief.
I
Yeah, I
know
love
Cross
cross
Second
Tekken.
ended up being a pretty good game when it was all said and done.
Right. Once they obviously handled the complaints that everybody had, because I know people hated the gym system and how long the game ran and stuff like that, and then balancing issues and bugs and stuff. But once it was like fixed, it looked like a solid game. Like I'm starting to see a big increase of uh fan base from it. Everybody's starting to play it more and stuff like that. And I'm
Everybody's
surprised Street Fighter 4
everybody's
ain't
starting to play
be like
all
that.
these older games now. I've been seeing
Mm-hmm.
a lot more KI.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
what else is weird? A lot of people have been playing Schoolgirls now
Yeah.
Yep.
and
Yep.
shit. So
I think it's just because both of those games have really good online and games that have been fleshed out pretty well too. So there's a lot for people to dig into. So, but for sure, I think it's been the online experience has just kind of been like everybody's like, oh man, they're either tired of Street Fighter or whatever. So it's like they try something
Yep.
different and like they're. I mean, those are both really good games if you're looking for like solid games to play online. I mean, they're good games in general, but
Yep.
also the online experience is like above average. So it's like
For sure.
you're gonna
For
have a
sure.
good time if you're trying to like dig into it and learn it.
Yeah. I just saw too. So I'm glad you mentioned that too about people playing other games. I just noticed too, like a bunch of Tekken players are starting to play five now. And then some people are playing Tekken now. Like I seen Li Joe playing Tekken, but
Yeah,
seeing Yu and Lohai, they're playing Tekken more. I think Yu she's playing Urian, and then I think Lohai plays Ed and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool to see some of the Tekken players starting to get into the SF5 too as well.
Yeah, it's always nice to see people bridge now, and perfect time now with a lot of people having free time, and there's no pro tours right now, so might as well try something out.
I've been catching up all the games that I missed and shit, so I'm enjoying that journey right now.
For sure.
All right, cool. Well, I guess we're gonna go ahead and call it with that. So, Taj, appreciate you coming on, man.
Yo, appreciate the opportunity for real. I really appreciate it. It's an honor, like no bullshit for real.
If you want to go ahead and plug whatever you got going on social media wise, man, go for it.
Oh, everything's Taj256. I try to be simple as possible. TAJH256. That's Taj with a T, right? But yeah, everything else I got Instagram, Twitch. I had to put that in there. Yeah, everything Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, that's pretty much it. I'm actually really very, very, very tempted to build this PC, especially with COVID going on, especially because I'm a little stimulated right now.
Go ahead and drop the stimulus check.
But honestly, right now, I'm actually trying to buy a house too, so I might just put that on the side right now too.
I see you on your grown man shit.
I gotta go ahead and put the ski mask on, bro.
Right.
See you later, bro.
Hey, you know what's crazy too? I hate how this happened, but because of COVID, like the market for buying a house is kind of really good for me right now, for me at least. But that. But anyway, not to get off topic, but yeah, Taj256. That's everything. I'm not hard to find at all. Just hit me up for anything. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in, watch JoJo, and that's it. Shout out to the Alabama scene. Shout out to y'all boys. Appreciate y'all again.
Oh yeah. Tim, you want to plug what you got going on, man?
You guys know. Follow me on Twitter at 4HTim. Hit me up on Twitch if you know. I've been streaming Final Fantasy. Hopefully tonight I get some striving. Well, I'm gonna get striving, but yeah. But twitch.tv/4H_Tim. Then that OnlyFans is coming, guys.
Okay, you've been talking about that for weeks, but we hadn't seen it. So.
It's coming. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get it right.
I'm glad you said that.
Hey, somebody has to make money. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. I'm tired of the brothers not actually being able to eat. We eating off of this OnlyFans too, fam. You know what I'm saying? It's just mostly women.
It's time to bring out the e-boys. You feel me?
Yes.
I want the queens to start simping over the kings. So
for sure. Because I'm glad you said that.
We need to reverse the simping. From
we pimp
males to females to
pimping over.
You can't even say it was true.
You know what's funny? We actually have a league of we call it the Broly fans, bros only. Also because we have a couple people that are fans of Broly, but so far it's me. I'm the pimp, so I ain't tricking unless I have to trick. Like if like my boys or whatever, they can't do what they gotta do to be e-boys, then I have to go out there and get the money myself. But you know what I'm saying. But so far we got that boy Alpha B and Piano Densetsu. They on the team. Right, anybody's welcome to join. You know what I mean? Just put your application in my DMs and we'll get that shit right. But yeah, Broly fans is coming soon too, boy.
Who's the bottom bitch? Who's the bottom bitch?
I mean, since I only got it's probably gonna have to be Alpha B because listen, Piano, he's a tall ass dude. That's a stallion right there. You know what I mean? So, girls like height.
Okay, so is he bringing the most money? Because like the bottom bitch, right?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, that means he's the bottom bitch. Because he's bringing in all the money.
Oh,
he's always down for
like the bottom. Oh, I see.
Someone bringing all the money, they do anything for Poppy. You feel me?
Damn, I got the game all fucked up. So you talk like you got experience from this shit, Tim.
No,
it's quiet for a minute there.
No, I'll be less. But yeah. So about that, guys, But yeah, follow me on Twitch, Twitter. OnlyFans, hopefully. And yeah. Hey, Greg, where can I hit you about, bro?
Sure. You guys can find me on Twitter at Boombox Hero, on Twitch at twitch.tv/Magnegro with a 0, and on YouTube, which if you're listening to the show, it's Magnegro. And if you guys got a second, as always, man, go to iTunes and go ahead and drop a review. Helps get the show out there. If you guys want to, tweet it out, tell everybody you listen to it. It's always appreciated. Also, you can always, if you got any feedback, hit any of us up on Twitter, me or Tim, or you can also send an email at halfcirclebackpodcast@gmail.com. I almost forgot what that was. But yeah, also you can send an email there if any suggestions or if you want to get on the show or anything, whatever. I mean, you can send spam there. I don't really care. Just, but yeah, outside of that, man, I'm good. Taj, like I said, appreciate you coming on, man. It was dope to have you on, and yeah, I mean that we're gonna call it at that. So we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
See ya. Y'all be easy, be safe out here.